Hi everyone. In this lecture we are going to talk about align content. For HTML we have list items, we have 60 list items. The reason for that is so we can take a look at the align content. So first off, let's grab the container and set it to display flex. Now align content, it's going to align a multi-line flex container. We talked about how when we wrap the items of a flex container, where flex containers by default they only have one line of content, but when we use wrap, depending on the number of elements or flex items that we have within that container, we are going to end up with some number of lines, flex lines. So in the case of these 60 lines, if I set the flex wrap to wrap, how many lines are we going to end up with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is called a multi-line flex container, as opposed to having all the items stacked or set next to each other through along one line. We have them stacked along different lines, multiple lines. Only in this situation is when we can use align content. And again, align content, as the name suggests, align, it works along the cross axis. We have talked about a lot about that, but and I'm not going to cover that again. Now, align content, the property values are all going to be a combination of the align items and justify content, as the name is a combination of the justify content and align items. The property values are going to do the same thing as with the ones that we had in our justify content or align items. So for the purposes of this lecture, I'm going to increase this, and now we have 5 lines of flex container. So this is a multi-line flex container, and how many lines of content does it have? It has 5 lines of content. Now we can use the properties of flex align items. Align content. So the default one is normal. Doesn't matter if we apply it or not, nothing is going to change. So this is the default one. You need to keep in mind what the default value is, so you know, okay, what values can I provide. Now the next one, I'm going to set it to flex start. This alignment happens along or in accordance to the cross axis. Keep that in mind. So if I say flex start, all the elements, they will be flushed towards the start of the cross axis, and that is going to be the top for this specific example. And if I say flex end, they're going to be flushed towards the end of the flex container. Now, this doesn't actually work. The reason for that is because we don't have enough height. So we need to provide some height. So 100 VH. And now all the items, they're coming down. Let's comment this one out. All of them are going up and all of them are coming down. Now let's take a look at the other ones. These two may not have made that much sense because they work almost in the same way as align items, but this one is going to make a lot of sense. So you could also center them, not this one, the other one. So align content, let's set it to space between. So first let's say space around. Now space around works the same way as justify content space around. So this space on the bottom is equal to half of the space between list item 46 and list item 58. And the remaining half is equal to the half on the top of it. You could actually take a look at all of them and you will understand what I'm saying. Align content, we have space around. So we did space around. Let's do space between. This is space between. And we also have space evenly, space evenly. I need to type it out, space evenly. For some reason it is not popping up. So this is space evenly, all the space is even. And we could also set it to stretch, align content. I told you this is a combination of justify content and align items. Stretch. Let's save that, and this is stretch. So each line of the flex grid items, sorry, the flex items, not the flex grid item. There is no such thing as the flex grid item. There is just flex item or grid item. Every item within this line of flex items, it is going to stretch to grab all the space available to it vertically. Let's go ahead and inspect that. Let's take a look at that, and there we go. And now you can see they're taking the entire space. I probably should have activated this before. Let's take a look at this one. And now you can see these are actually the spaces that I was talking about. You could take a look at that for all of the properties as well. With this, our lecture comes to an end. See you in the next one.